Lauren Sánchez stood on stage at Cannes, radiating poise as she accepted a Women's Empowerment Award. Her speech was heartfelt. She paid tribute to her grandmother, praised compassion as the seed of change, and earned nods from the social justice crowd. Then she and Jeff Bezos hosted a wedding reportedly so extravagant it could have covered the annual budget of several UN climate programs combined. Helicopters, yachts, a gleaming white carpet laid out under the Mediterranean sun. The total price tag? A casual $20 million. So let's ask the awkward question that's been loitering in the back of our minds since the first celebrity donned a hemp t-shirt. Can someone be a climate advocate while their wedding's carbon footprint resembles a coal-fired power plant? This isn't just a story about a glamorous wedding. It's a story about the slick machinery that makes extreme wealth look like virtue. It's the paradox of 21st century philanthropy, where the same people overheating the planet fund the labs working to cool it down. It's glossy, it's complicated, it's kind of genius, a billionaire's climate report card. Jeff Bezos' Earth Fund is touted as a bold $10 billion commitment to help save the planet. Think of it as a green-themed investment portfolio, but instead of stocks, it's coral reefs, carbon capture facilities, and a lot of indigenous land preservation. To date, $2 billion of this green mountain has been spent across 270 grants and 7 initiatives. Some real gems, $1.32 million, went to marine habitat restoration in the Galapagos, and another sizable chunk helped secure legal protection for 12 million acres of indigenous land in Brazil. Even sci-fi solutions like direct air capture vacuum cleaners for the sky are getting Bezos bucks, with projects funded in Iceland, Texas, and Kenya. Fancy tech with real promise. These projects undergo something called impact accounting, which sounds like a combination of an eco report card and a vibes check. But here's the catch. Most international development bodies can't even see those receipts. The fund's transparency is, let's say, more mysterious than your aunt's secret lasagna recipe. And while the environmental impact is debated, what's clear is this: Bezos' carbon footprint in 2022 alone was approximately 1,772 metric tons of CO2. That's the emissions equivalent of 114 average Americans, or one person who's living like every day is a Fast and Furious sequel. And remember, Bezos also plays with rockets. His Blue Origin space adventures, although marketed as using only water vapor, still have an environmental cost when you blast that H2O into the stratosphere. Water vapor up there contributes to global warming and even nibbles at the ozone layer like it's a late-night snack. When weddings outpace countries in emissions. That Venice wedding, it wasn't just glamorous, it was borderline apocalyptic. If you're carbon counting, private jets, mega yachts, helicopters, basically everything Greta Thunberg has nightmares about. In total, the wedding weekend's carbon emissions matched what 94 average American families would generate in an entire year. Not bad for 2 days of champagne and white roses, but here's where it gets weird. The cold, hard math says this kind of lavish lifestyle still gets dwarfed by the size of Bezos' philanthropic contributions. Economists call this a moral hazard paradox, the idea that the same system allowing billionaires to overconsume also makes them the only ones rich enough to fix the problems that overconsumption causes. So we're left with an absurd equation. Without the problem, we don't get the solution. A yacht with a conscience. In a world this upside down, even a yacht has a side hustle. Bezos' luxury vessel reportedly hosts marine biologists and offers mobile research facilities. Picture James Cameron's Avatar, except real and with more rosé on deck. And Amazon? Sure, it revolutionized online shopping, but it also revolutionized cardboard waste and overconsumption. Ironically, the money it generated now funds circular economy projects. It's like cleaning up after your party by hiring a butler, who you paid with the money from hosting said party. Meanwhile, in the real Amazon, let's zoom out from the Bezos yacht and talk about the other Amazon, the forest, not the delivery giant. There's someone named Namonte Nankimo who should have been the real star at that Cannes ceremony. She's an indigenous activist who co-founded the Sabo Alliance to fight oil extraction in Ecuador. Her work led to a court ruling protecting 500,000 acres of rainforest. Did she throw a $20 million wedding? Number. But did her campaign get 378,000 signatures and result in a landmark legal victory? Absolutely. Her organization actually received funding from Bezos' Earth Fund. In 2024 alone, over $850,000 in community action grants were spread across 80 grassroots groups in 15 countries. The Sabo Alliance used those grants to protect nearly 960,000 hectares of rainforest. In a twist of eco-irony, activists on the ground aren't being ignored. They're being funded through the system that many criticize: the influencer economy of philanthropy. Let's be real, the average conservation blog post doesn't go viral, but Lauren Sanchez's Instagram post about saving the rainforest, that's worth 1.2 million eyeballs. Sanchez isn't just flying helicopters, she's flying straight into the role of humanitarian influencer. And it works. A study from Better World showed celebrity endorsements are one of the fastest ways to boost donations. But the fame for a cause model comes with rules. It's not enough to just show up for the photo op. To stay credible, the celebrity has to be seen as authentically engaged. That means learning indigenous languages, sleeping in hammocks, and avoiding those luxury eco resorts that somehow cost more than regular 5-star hotels. The delicate dance of mutual benefit. This sets up a weird kind of symbiotic relationship. Activists get platforms, celebrities get credibility, donors get moral dopamine hits. Everyone wins until someone stops dancing. Because if the celebrity loses interest, if the cause stops trending, the power dynamic tips. Communities become reliant on relationships with wealthy influencers whose priorities might shift faster than Instagram's algorithm. We've built a strange world where experts need followers and influencers need expert street cred. The end result? Impact gets measured in likes and retweets, and attention becomes a form of currency. Behind the velvet curtain. So what happens when Sanchez deletes all her social media posts post-wedding? Well, she's not just tidying up her grid, she might be rebranding. Her past is full of fascinating detours. From co-hosting Good Day LA to earning her pilot license and founding an aerial film company, Sanchez has charted an unconventional path. She's even worked on Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk and helped film for Blue Origin. What she's built isn't just a resume, it's a persona, one that satisfies our conflicting cravings: opulence and empathy, power and humility, helicopters and healing. Billionaires, now with 100% more relatability. Her wedding featured her 3 kids in starring roles. Sons walking her down the aisle. Daughter as maid of honor. A touching moment? Absolutely. Also a branding move? Probably. Because this is the trick. We admire the wealth, but we feel good about admiring it. We don't just watch the wedding, we watch her care. And suddenly, criticizing the system feels like criticizing the good it's doing. That's a tough line to walk. Meanwhile, back in Venice, the locals aren't buying it. As the billionaire lovebirds floated down Venetian canals, so did effigies and protest banners. Locals, already grappling with over-tourism and rising inequality, weren't thrilled about a mega wedding blocking their gondolas. Slogans like "Bezos, get out of our lagoon" rang through the city. Smoke flares lit up Venice's historic bridges, not for celebration, but for protest. It was a reminder that not everyone is swayed by helicopter philanthropy. The real innovation? Making inequality feel like a hug. Here's the most audacious part of it all. We've created a system that makes inequality look heartwarming. A billionaire cries at an award show, funds a forest, and hosts a wedding that could feed a small nation. It's compelling, it's sincere, and that's what makes it dangerous. Because when philanthropy becomes theater, it inoculates us against criticism. The bigger the good deed, the harder it becomes to question the system behind it. And yet, if we don't question it, who will? If we don't peek behind the curtain, we're just watching the show with popcorn in hand. So, what do you think? Can luxury and climate activism really coexist, or are we just watching the world's most expensive PR campaign in real time? If this video made you think, smash that like, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, question everything, stay curious, and keep your eyes open, especially when the white carpet starts to roll out.